It's Calvin Stoner, Bobby. Can I come in for a minute?
What do you want, Calvin?
I'd like to talk to you for a second, Bobby.
What are we gonna tell?
You better let him in and let's get it over with.
Calvin, you picked a really bad time to come by. I'm not feeling very well.
Well, look, Bobby, it really won't take very long, I promise.
No, I just got out of the shower. I'm dripping wet.
Okay, I'll just wait till you throw something on, okay?
No, it's not okay. Listen, couldn't you come by another time? I'll see you at Sid's, okay?
Bobby, you don't work at Sid's anymore, do you?
No, but you see me there. I'll be around. I really don't want any company right now, Calvin.
Look, Bobby, I'm trying not to make this an official call, but if I have to knock on the door again, you're gonna have to talk to Detective Stoner as opposed to Calvin.
Okay, you do that. Hey, shoot the door down, because you know what? That's the only way you're getting in.
So, did this reporter write this out of context, or did he make it up, or what?
No, that story is accurate.
You made some pretty serious accusations against Dr. Kavanaugh.
I only told the truth. Kavanaugh just stood by and watched while Gunther bled to death.
I think you left yourself wide open for a slander suit.
Oh, that's liable, dear. Slander refers to the spoken word.
Whatever. I mean, you practically charged him with malpractice, or worse.
It was worse, Raven. Far worse. It was practically a conspiracy to murder.
You actually believe that?
Look, Gavin started the job by shooting Gunther, and Kavanaugh finished it by refusing to give him medical help.
So you don't believe his story that he was hit on the head and rendered unconscious?
That's a lie. I mean, he just used that to keep himself from being implicated.
I just hope you don't get sued.
I doubt if it'll come to that. And if it does, Kavanaugh will find himself in a lot deeper than he is already.
Well, I hate to sound insensitive, but what are you going to do about Gunther?
I'll manage.
You relied on Gunther. You hate to drive. You hate to mix your own drinks.
I've got no doubt that I'll be able to find someone to fill his rather large boots.
You also have to find someone to fill Jody Travis's rather large ballet slippers.
I'm not so sure about that.
Well, I thought she took her tutu and took off.
Well, you see, Jody is a very young and sensitive girl, and now that Gavin Wiley has got his own problems, she may just be willing to reconsider.
Even after everything that's happened?
You know, I'm being very inconsiderate. I really ought to give that young girl a call and offer my condolences.
Your wifey doesn't like to be ignored.
Well, wifey won't be ignored for very long.
Fix yourself a little snack, huh? I mean, a bird would have starved on what you had for dinner.
No, I'm not really hungry. If you'd like something, I'll make something for you.
No. I had 3 portions of... You want me to get that? Could be the hospital call.
No. I'll get it. Hello?
Good evening, Jody.
Sky?
I've heard about what's happened to poor Gavin, and, well, I know how you must feel, so I'm calling to tell you how sorry I am.
Oh, really? You have a funny way of showing compassion, Mr. Whitney.
What do you mean?
How can you possibly have any sympathy for me? Especially after all the lies you spread about my brother-in-law.
Well, Jody, I just told the facts the way I believe them to be. I mean, those statements were certainly not meant to harm you.
Miles would never, ever let anyone die deliberately. How could you even think such a thing?
Jody, you know, I've been wondering whether we might be able to get together sometime soon. When you're feeling better, I'd like to be able to discuss your career with you.
Don't even bother to open your appointment book. Just get lost, because I don't even want to see you again.
Certainly told him.
Miles, I hate him for what he said about you. I really hate him.
Sticks and stones, Jody. I'm not concerned about his allegations. I don't want you to worry about them.
How can I help it? It's all over the papers.
I'm in the clear. Don't you understand that? The police believe my version of what happened. That's all that matters.
Oh, I guess you're right. You know, I really wonder why Sky called here tonight. I mean, I wonder what he wanted.
Probably needs you.
For what?
Jody, you are his discovery. And now that Gavin is out of the way, at least temporarily, maybe Sky thinks he can win you back.
Well, he's wasting his time. I'll never dance for him again, Miles. Never.
Real fun and excitement along the way. Life isn't worth living.
And I thought you had matured. Still a child I knew in Europe.
Sky Whitney changed my whole life that night he caught me upstairs in that Paris bedroom.
He didn't take your freedom.
No, he took something equally as precious, though. I left that house sans my wife, my pleasure in living, and finally my career.
Be happy you're not in jail.
I'm never going to pardon that man for the sins he committed against me, and I intend to regain my feeling of joy when I return to that house and rob him, and this time I will not fail.
You're definitely a fool.
I'm going to do it, and I need your help.
You're asking too much.
Martine, you will be well compensated.
Too bad. I am not your accomplice anymore.
Martine, you help me this once, and I swear to you, I will never ask you for anything again.
And I am to take the word of a thief. You know what? Get lost.
Hey, buddy, look out.
Everything's fine, mister. Everything's fine. I will give you that divorce. I will leave this town and your life. Now, isn't that what you want? Isn't that what you want?
Yes.
Okay, now the same basic plan is in effect. With one small change that's going to make all the difference.
Oh, you're so sure of yourself.
Martine, you're going to dance for Mr. Whitney and his guests, and you're going to mesmerize them with your beauty and your talent.
Sure. While you're upstairs in his bedroom, robbing him blind.
Not
Everything just as before.
Not quite. This time, you are going to dance with the Whitney Dance Company.
Gavin, just hold still while I finish changing the bandage.
Look, in my shirt. Well, yeah, I gotta go.
Where are you going?
I've imposed enough as it is. I gotta split.
Gavin, you're still in really bad shape. You've got to take it easier. The fever's going to go right up.
I got a lot more to worry about than just my health right now.
Gavin, just stay here until you're well. We'll deal with the rest of it later.
No, they'll take care of me where I'm going. The cops will make sure they'll be okay because they want me well for the trial.
What are you talking about?
Oh, come on, let's face it, Bobby. I've got to be the most wanted fugitive in Monticello right now.
Nobody knows you're here, Gavin.
Oh, come on. Calvin will be back here in a minute with a warrant. You know that.
Look, if he does, we'll just... Listen, when you're able, we'll get out of Monticello. I'll take you someplace where they don't know who you are.
No, I don't want to go on the run.
Gavin, it's better than going to jail for 20 years.
No, I'll get myself a lawyer. Calvin will know one. I'll get one, and we'll convince the jury that I'm innocent.
You really think you have that chance? Who are you trying to kid? Gavin, if you lose everything. Gavin, please, why won't you let me help you?
Now, look, if we stay here together, they will charge you with harboring a fugitive, and I can't let you get in trouble.
I don't care about that. I'm only doing what I want to do.
So you went over to Bobby's. Well, why'd you want to see her? What happened?
Well, actually, Sid, nothing happened, that's what.
We couldn't get past the door to her apartment.
I don't understand. You mean she was out?
No, she was home. I asked her very politely if we could come in and talk to her for a minute, and she told me in terms a good deal less than polite to get lost.
Oh, that doesn't sound like Bobby. I mean, for her to be impolite to anybody, especially you. Well, I'll get you a coffee.
Okay, thanks. You didn't have a warrant. She was perfectly within her legal rights not to let you in.
Thank you very much for the reminder, Counselor.
Anytime.
I guess that's what I get for, running around with a lawyer.
You know, if you ask me, I think there's a better way of handling this manhunt.
Oh, really? Well, now, tell me, Sherlock, how do you think we should proceed locating Mr. Wiley?
Well, Bobby Gerard is just an acquaintance of Gavin Wiley's. Why don't you try talking to his girlfriend?
Well, it's a thought, I guess. I mean, I already read the statement she gave to the police, but, something could have been overlooked, right?
Mm-hmm.
Give me a minute.
Hello?
Hello, is this Jody?
Yes.
Yeah, this is Calvin Stoner calling.
Calvin, have you had any word? Have you found Gavin?
No, we're still looking. Look, he hasn't contacted you by any chance, has he?
No, I haven't heard anything.
Jody, what are you doing now?
I don't know. I was just doing some unpacking.
Look, you think, I could, tear you away from your chores for a little while?
What for?
Well, I'm over here at Sid's Tavern, and if you could, stop by and have a cup of coffee with me, there are a couple of things I'd like to discuss with you.
Yeah, my nerves deserves a shot. I just need a drink.
You've been through a lot.
Yeah, well, 2 murders in the last 2 weeks. Those tend to frazzle my nerves. Have you invited any of your friends over for dinner and not tell me about it?
No, I didn't invite anyone.
All right, well, let me go find out who it is and get rid of them pronto. Excuse me.
Hello, Mr. Whitney. Glad I caught you in.
Oh, this is your lucky night. What can I do for you, Detective?
I'd like to ask you a few questions, if it's not an imposition.
Yeah, all right, let's get on with it. Why don't you just come on in?
Hello, Mrs. Whitney.
Hello, Damien. Gee, you come over here so often, maybe you'd like to rent a room.
That's a tempting proposition.
Do you mind if we just get on with this here?
Well, you brought some new information to light today, Mr. Whitney. I'd like to hear a little more about it.
Well, I've got nothing to add to what's in that article.
Can you support these allegations that you made against Dr. Kavanaugh?
Now, look, Tyler, Kavanaugh stood and watched while a very trusted employee of mine just bled to death.
Oh, come on. You don't really believe that?
You know, I've opened up myself for a libel suit, Tyler. Do you think Kavanaugh is going to come by and pick up the gauntlet? Well, I don't. And if he doesn't, what does that tell you?
Not much. I doubt that Dr. Kavanaugh will bother to answer the charge.
You know, even my wife knew about the animosity that existed between Gunther and Kavanaugh. I mean, you've seen the bad blood between them, haven't you?
I have. I'm going to go see Chrissy about dinner. I'll be back.
But don't you eat dinner, Tyler?
Mr. Whitney, what do you stand to gain from this public accusation?
Nothing. I just don't like the idea of a criminal going unpunished.
Like Gavin Wiley?
I've got a lot more compassion for Gavin Wiley than I do for Kavanaugh. Wiley's just a hot-headed kid. Kavanaugh's supposed to be a healer, not a killer.
You sound like a very vindictive man to me, Mr. Whitney.
Well, you know, I'll tell you something, Detective. I don't have to answer any of your questions, so why don't you just leave before I lose my appetite for that dinner, huh?
All right. We'll drop the subject. Maybe we can discuss another topic at a later time.
Oh, yeah, like what?
Like a plane crash in the Alps.
Calvin, I swear to you, I don't know where Gavin might have gone.
Jody, are you sure that Gavin hasn't tried to contact you?
No, I wouldn't lie to you. I know the longer Gavin stays in hiding, the worse it is for him. I realize that.
Jody, the best possible thing Gavin can do right now is walk into the nearest police station and give himself up. It would make him seem a lot less guilty.
You know, Calvin, I really can't blame Gavin for running. He's probably heard all the same newspaper reports I have. Everybody seems to think that Gavin deliberately shot Gunther because of what he did to me.
Jody, what exactly did Gunther do to you?
I really don't want to talk about that.
Did Gunther assault you?
No. He just got a little rough. That was it. Nothing happened.
Now, that is odd, especially considering the fact that you're no match for him physically if he really wanted to hurt you.
So?
Yeah, what are you driving at?
Well, what if Gunther's intentions were not to assault Jody? What if he had another objective in mind?
Okay, like what?
Well, Gunther knew how Gavin would react if he heard about this, didn't he?
Well, sure, I'm sure he knew that Gavin would get very angry.
So you think that Gunther used Jody to goad Gavin into a fight?
It's a very definite possibility. Only things got out of hand and Gunther got killed.
Well, if that's what happened, then that could help Gavin's case.
It might.
In that case, the premeditation would be on Gunther's part.
And maybe Gavin could get off on some kind of a justifiable homicide charge.
Mm-hmm. Can I refill those coffee cups?
Oh, yes, I'd like some, Sid.
None for me, thanks, Sid.
How about you, Jody? Can I get you something?
Yes, Sid, I'll have a bowl of soup. No, I'll make that a cup.
Oh, honey, I'm sorry. I'm fresh out of homemade soup. I just sent the last batch over to Bobby's.
Oh.
Sid, I thought you told me that Bobby hated soup.
Yeah. Well, she also hates fresh fruit, but she ordered some anyway.
Now, why would somebody's taste buds suddenly change all of a sudden?
Maybe Bobby's on one of those new diets. You know, you have to follow exactly what they say and they don't work.
Or, maybe the order wasn't for Bobby. Come on, let's play Miss Gerard a little visit. Okay, come on, Bobby, open up, huh?
Maybe she's not home.
Maybe she's pretending not to be home. Come on, Bobby, open up!
Hey, Calvin, why don't we try it later?
No, I've already tilted my hand here. I'm gonna have to play it to the end.
Well, what are we gonna do?
Look, if anybody asks you how the store got open, you tell them it was a hurricane. Bobby? Bobby?
Calvin, of course you realize this is called breaking and entering.
Bobby?
Looks like nobody's home.
Look, why don't you look around, see what you can find?
What am I looking for?
Any sign that Gavin Wiley was here.
Well, Bobby's definitely no threat to win a housekeeping award, is she?
Calvin? Calvin, look what I found.
So, my hunch was right.
Gavin Wiley was here.
You okay? Gavin?
What is this place? Bobby, where am I?
Everything's okay, Gavin. This isn't my apartment. But at least it's still my house.
Your house? How did we get here? Oh, my head, it feels like it weighs 500 pounds. Oh, how did we get here, Bobby?
Gavin, we couldn't stay at my apartment any longer. You said it yourself. The cops would have figured it out. You said your friend Calvin would have been back with a search warrant. You were too out of it to put up a fight.
There's no more fight left in me, Bobby. Why do you think I wanted to give up? You should have let him walk in that door.
No.
What kind of answer is that? Gavin, he'd have dragged you off to jail, friend or no friend.
I called Doc. He helped me bring you here.
The kindness of his heart?
It cost me most of the money I'd saved. But it's worth it. I mean, it's perfect. See, this house has been empty for years. It's not much. There's no gas or electricity, but...
Terrific. Perfect place for a relaxing holiday.
Oh, and jail would be a real picnic, wouldn't it, Gavin? Listen, there's a store down on the corner. I can get everything we need. Food, water.
What, until all the money's gone? What are we gonna do then, Bobby? No, it's not gonna work.
Who's gonna find us?
Oh, come on, Bobby. You don't think the police are gonna put it together? They're gonna go to your place, they're gonna see that we split together, then they're gonna put all the pieces together.
How can anyone put me with this house? My mother and I didn't even have the same name. She changed it. It was too plain for her. She wanted Sherry Van Allen. She got it off as Sherry.
Bobby, why can't you understand? I know I can still convince the cops that it didn't happen the way they think it did. That I didn't kill Gunther deliberately. That it happened the way I said it did.
Would you wake up? What if you can't convince them, Gavin? What happens then? Are you ready for that?
I don't know. I can't think about it, Bobby. I just gotta do it. Look, I know you only mean well. But you're just gonna get yourself in as much trouble as I'm in now.
Hey, you know, share and share alike.
Well, there's some things you just can't share. Oh.
Gavin, don't get up. You can't. Come on.
Gavin, just trust me for a little while, okay? Look, I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna get us the stuff we need. We'll be like a couple of pioneers. Gavin, we're gonna make it. I promise.
Skylar, how can you do this? Why would you even want to get involved with that tart again? I mean, I know you two used to live together. I certainly haven't forgotten that.
Raven, will you please realize that there is nothing personal in this? Martine is a dancer. Martine is a very good dancer. She was originally going to be the star of the dance company. The only reason I went hunting for another was because she decided to leave.
I thought you told me you fired her.
Well, let's just say it was a mutual decision. And besides, there is another difference. I am a happily married man now, remember?
Well, she thinks you're bored with me. You have been married a whole month.
Oh, now I get it. Now I know why you're angry. You think that I've forgotten our anniversary, haven't you? Well, just take a look at this. Well, open it.
Oh, Sky. The topaz that we were looking at in the window. That proves it.
Proves what?
It proves you're up to something. You bring me this present because you want me to be a good little girl and not give you grief about Martine. Well, it's not going to work. And not only that, you don't get this back.
Raven, it is the perfect solution. With Jody gone, I'd have to postpone the opening for months. I mean, people are beginning to think that the whole dance company's been canceled. With Martine as my principal dancer, I can open on schedule.
You're crazy. That's impossible.
No, it's not. Martine knows most of the dancers. There's just a few that we wrote for Jody, but we can work around that. She knows the dancers. She's worked with them before. She's continued to stay in shape. She's trim.
Oh, is that why she always looks like these?
Raven, she can do it for me. She can make it possible for me not to have to go to the reporters and say that I've got another postponement to make. I'm being practical, that's all.
Well, I'm being practical, too.
You know, this jealousy of yours is very flattering. It really turns me on, but if there was anybody who should be jealous around here, it should be me.
Why?
I had a meeting this afternoon with an admirer of yours.
Who?
Damien Tyler. Our local beefcake detective. You know, he's got a crush on him.
He does? Oh, tell me more. What was this meeting about? Skylar, I asked you a question.
Well, he wanted to know about Jeff Brown. So that's the reason he was dogging my steps. At first, I thought it was because he was interested in Collier Wells.
Oh, that's Martine's burglar husband?
Yeah. He tried to rob me when I was in Paris, and Tyler was there, and he took an interest in the case. For some reason, he also took an interest in me. He was asking me questions about Paris and about Collier Wells and about Martine.
But what did he want from you?
Raven, he knows that I was Jefferson Brown's best friend.
So do you think he suspects something?
No. No, he doesn't, but there's something about Jeff Brown that he thinks that I know, that he wants to find out.
And you don't know what it is?
No, I don't. But I do know one thing. He did not have the slightest inkling that he was not looking at Skylar Whitney.
Did you ever meet Damien Tyler in Washington?
No, you know, I didn't recognize the name at all, but there was something vaguely familiar about his face.
I don't know. It worries me. Number one, because he's not stupid. And number two, I think he knows something.
Well, I don't know about the first part. But he does seem to know something. And I intend to find out what it is.
Hello, Miss Travis. Mr. Val.
I hope you've brought some good news to my friend, Detective.
No, I haven't.
Well, what is there? Something else about Gavin?
No, nothing you don't already know. Actually, I was hoping I could ask you a few questions, Miss Travis.
Well, let me ask you a question, Detective Tyler. Were you the one who shot Gavin?
No, I wasn't. Look, we're doing everything we can to find Gavin.
Well, what about Bobby Gerard? Did you find her?
No. Apparently, they've run off somewhere. Together. Look, Jody, are you sure you're telling me everything you can? I mean, doesn't it seem kind of crazy to you that Bobby Gerard would risk her neck for somebody she hardly even knows?
There wasn't any relationship. I'm sure of it. Bobby liked Gavin. I thought she liked me, too.
And you like Gavin. I mean, you two are very close. That's accurate, isn't it?
Yes, it is. We are very close.
Jody, I'm not trying to insinuate that something's going on behind your back. But Bobby Gerard is putting herself in great jeopardy to help a casual friend. I mean, she's helping a suspected murderer evade the law.
Look, I hardly think Gavin is evading the law. There must be some mistake, something we just don't know.
There's a lot we don't know, and it would really help us if we could find out where they've gone to.
Excuse me. Hello?
Jody?
Oh, hello.
Oh, I'm so glad it's you who answered the phone. I would have had to hang up if it was anyone else.
Well, how are you?
I'm all right. That's what I wanted to tell you. I'm okay. I guess they told you I got shot, but not too bad. I've had the leg looked at.
Oh, hey, that's great.
Now, Jody, I'm with Bobby. She's helping me. I didn't know what else to do. Right now, we're at her mother's house. I don't know where it is, though, because I can't find any street signs.
Huh.
Oh, wait a minute. There's someone in the room with you, isn't there?
Mm-hmm. What are your plans now? I mean, it's been such a long time since we've seen one another. Why don't you stop over and we can talk things out?
Jody, who are you talking to?
It's a friend of mine, Detective. What, do I have to tell the police about my private phone calls, too?
That's Gavin Wiley, isn't it?
It is not.
Look, will you let me talk to him just for a minute? That was Gavin, wasn't it?
I said it wasn't. It's none of your business who I talked to on the phone.
It is my business. Look, I know it was Gavin Wiley. Jody, please, for his sake. If he calls again, will you please tell him to contact me?
Gavin? Oh, my God, where have you been? You had me scared to death.
I was making a phone call.
What are you talking about? Who did you call?
Jody.
What, are you crazy? What did you say?
I didn't say much of anything. There was a cop there with her, probably questioning her. She hung up before I told her I was on my way over there right now.
What do you mean? What's going on?
I only came back here to tell you what's going on, Bobby. I didn't want to walk out on you. You've done too much for me. Sorry you bought all these things. I'll pay you back for them someday, I will. You know, they tell me that they're paying all the prisoners for making those license plates now.
Please don't do this.
Now look, I'm going straight to Jody's house. We're gonna call the cops from there. I won't get you involved, I promise. Look, I promise I won't. I'll tell them I forced them to do everything that you did. I'll make a deal, I swear I will. Don't worry about it.
I'm not worried about myself.
I'm worried about you. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you for everything.
Gavin, wait. I'm not letting you go by yourself. What the hell? We'll get fingerprinted together.
Baby, what
What are you supposed to act like? What are you supposed to be in jail?
Who is this guy, Bobby? Shut up!
What the hell are you doing here, Bobby?
I can't believe this. They can't have let you out of jail, not so soon.
And they usually give you soup before you leave, don't they? They don't like you wearing their clothes.
Yeah, well, I left in such a hurry I didn't have time to change.
You were in jail.
Yeah, what the hell do you think I was, baby? I was in jail, but that's one place I'm not going back to. The food stinks. The whole place stinks. They push you around, they lock you up, they tell you what to do, what not to do every damn minute.
Gee, that sounds just like what you did to that woman in that hospital. What comes around goes around, huh, Short?
No, I'm not taking any more! They've seen the last of me.
I see you busted out.
They was, transferring me. Me and 6 other guys, they, put us in an old beat-up bus. Smart, huh? Well, we were driving across country, right? Well, bus blows a tire, we go into a ditch, the thing overturns, and things get pretty wild. Now, I don't know how many other guys got away, but yours truly got away, and that's where he's staying, away. I gotta thank you, Bobby. I remember when you let me use this place to stash some heat for Joey Chadwick. You remember Joey? Well, I figured this was a good place to stash myself for a while.
Okay, use the place as long as you want. We're splitting.
You see you later.
No. quiet. You got a new boyfriend, Bobby. But, why don't you just stick around? We can get sociable.
Oh, I'm sorry, but we got other plans.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you something, Sonny. I'm making a plan to I am. And no one is going anywhere.
If only he hadn't shown up just then. Just 5 minutes before Gavin phoned.
Jody, why did he show up? What did Detective Tyler want?
Did he just come to ask you more questions?
He wanted to know Gavin's relationship with Bobby Gerard. It seems they've run off somewhere together.
Oh, wait a minute. You're not talking about an elopement. She's just helping. I know something about it. The police say they found evidence that Gavin was in Bobby's apartment right across the street from Sid's Tavern.
And I'm not afraid that there's any kind of romance going on. I'm sure that it is just some kind act of friendship.
And foolishness. I'm sorry, Jody, but that's the truth.
Tell us what happened. What did Gavin say on the phone exactly?
Oh, very little. Just that he was staying at Bobby's mother's house, wherever that is.
Mother's house? You see, that may be helpful. That may be all the information we need to find him.
Wait a minute. I think I remember Sid saying that Bobby was an orphan, that she had no parents.
Well, she may not have meant that literally. The point is, at least we have something to go on.
But not to the police. Miles, that's something you can't do. You can't tell them what I just told you. It wouldn't be right.
Jody, Gavin is just making this thing worse for himself by running. Now, you believe that as much as we do.
That doesn't mean I can disobey his wishes. Look, if he wanted the police to know where he was, he would have phoned them, not me. That is exactly the reason I hung up the phone when Damien Tyler guessed it was him on the other end.
Jody, that's such a mistake. Don't you understand? You could have done Gavin a lot more good if you just... All right, never mind. I'm not going to preach to you. I'm sure you did what you thought was right. But now that you've had a little bit of time to think it over, can't you see the benefits of telling the police the truth?
No. No, I'm not going to the police. I know it would be better for Gavin if he just gave himself up. But I can't make that decision for him. And besides, if I did, he'd never forgive me. And if anything happened to him, if he got put in jail because of what I said, I'd never forgive myself.
Okay, if that's how you feel.
It's how I feel, and it's what I want. And you and Miles must swear that you won't go to the police either.
Okay, look, Sharky, we're not going to tell anyone we saw you. Believe me, we got enough problems.
Yeah, like what?
Like the police are after my body like they're after your body. Maybe even more so.
Hey, wait a second. You're looking at public enemy number one. Now, you may be public enemy number two, but I'm public enemy number one. I'm number one in everything I do. Ask Bobby.
Sharky, he's telling the truth. Look, maybe you didn't hear about this where you were, but... Well, some guy was shot and killed in a dance
No,
studio.
go ahead and tell him, Bobby. I shot and killed a man.
Well, what do you want me to do? Shiver?
The police are looking for Gavin. They shot him in the leg when he was trying to escape. Don't you see? He's wanted for murder.
Oh, ain't that something else? Hey, we're just a couple of guys on the lam ending up in the same old dump. Hey, move over a sec. Come on, shove over. Hey, I'm not... Ooh, I'm sorry. I'm not a bit surprised, though. Because the way I hear tell, Bobby's old lady used to have a whole house full of guys like us.
Oh, yeah? Well, tell you what. You can have this house all by yourself.
No. I like company. And we got a lot in common, right? I'm like Bobby herself. And Bobby will take care of us, won't you, Bobby? I mean, you like to take care of bad boys like me and, what's his face?
Don't flatter yourself, honey. Gavin's nothing like you. For one thing, he doesn't want to run anymore. He's turning himself in.
Oh. I see you're going straight to the cops, and you expect me to just let you go. You must think I'm real stupid, Bobby.
Well, you're not stupid. That's why you're serving 5 to 10. That's why you got mixed up with that nutty plastic surgeon.
Oh. I thought I recognized your name. You're the guy that kept Nancy Carr in that place.
No, wait a second. It wasn't my idea. It was old Doc Bryce, and I just happened to be working for the guy
He's
at the
still
time.
singing that same old song? He was involved with the whole thing. He kept that poor woman locked up there for weeks.
Oh, yeah, well, if you think you're going to do the same with us, forget it, buddy.
You just...
Shut up!
One second, you...
Oh, God, stop it! Shut up!
All right. We're just gonna let things cool down for a few days. Week tops. You can do anything you said you had a choice.
Gavin. I don't know, maybe I was expecting too much, or maybe I just didn't write a very effective article on Valerie and her mysterious friend in Lucerne.
Nothing wrong with the story I read, Nancy.
Well, honey, it didn't produce any results. I mean, the whole idea was to get this Jim Diedrichson to come forward and say hello, but nothing like that happened at all.
But there was plenty of response, Nancy. I got 100 letters from people, including 5 marriage proposals.
5? Oh, gee, any of them worthwhile?
I'm considering 1 or 2. But really, Nancy, it was incredible. Your story intrigued the whole city of Monticello.
And it was picked up by a couple of news services, too. Now, I thought that might produce results in case Diedrichson was out of the area, but apparently it didn't.
I hope what I'm about to say isn't misunderstood, but I think that would have been just as well. Val, I think you would have been very disappointed if your faceless soldier had shown up.
I know you do, Kelly, but I would
Come on now, reunions aren't always what they're cracked up to be.
You're right, Kelly. I remember one I went back to a few years ago, and there was a beautiful girl in my class called Linda, who everybody thought was going to be a future Miss Capital City or whatever.
Well, this is the first time I've ever heard of Linda.
Well, I never dated her, Nancy. I don't think anyone else did either. They always assumed she would turn them down.
Poor girl. She probably sat alone by the telephone every night, wondering why nobody ever called her.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't pay to be too beautiful, does it? I guess you must have had that same problem yourself, huh?
Well, I guess you can guess the end of this story. Linda turned out to be a Mrs., of course, with 4 kids and 40 pounds heavier in all the wrong places.
Well, at least we know somebody finally called her.
All right. You all might be satisfied with what has or hasn't happened with Jim Diedrichson, but I am a reporter, and I like to know how a story ends, and this one simply doesn't have one.
There's an ending to every story, Nancy. This one just hasn't happened yet.
As far as I'm concerned, the story has ended. Nancy, I'm really ready to just forget the whole thing. Really, I don't care if I never see my name in the newspaper again.
Well, I'm afraid you're not going to get your wish yet, Valerie.
What do you mean, Mike?
In this evening's edition of the Monticello Star, there's your name and your picture, and I don't think you're going to particularly like the story.
I hope it's not something else about my father.
Indirectly, it is.
Bryson daughter may inherit millions from Dad's illicit operations.
Illicit operations? That's what I call a loaded headline.
I would like to know how they found out about the money.
Well, I have no idea, Nancy. Obviously, there was a leak somewhere. But, of course, it wasn't a closely guarded secret, either.
Well, there's a byline here. I know a Monticello Star staff reporter that needs a fresh punch in the nose.
Now, come on, Kelly. What else can we expect? It's what sells newspapers. Isn't that what they always say?
They also reviewed the Diedrichson story without any credit to the Monticello News, naturally.
Would you also please check the item on the bottom of that page?
Oh, Kelly, let me see. Oh, good Lord. Matt Sharkey?
Matt Sharkey? What about him?
3 convicts escape in prison bus accidents. And apparently, Matt Sharkey is one of them.
Hey, Jody, where are you going?
Out for a little while. Don't wait dinner for me, okay?
Hello. Yes, Derek.
Miles, is that the police?
Yeah. Yes, I understand. No, I don't mind. No, as a matter of fact, I'd rather get to it right now. I have time. All right. I'll see you down there in about an hour. They want me to perform the autopsy on Gunther. Stunning as ever.
Thank you. Wait. I'm sorry I have to use your studio this way, but the other studio has been closed down, unfortunately.
My love, you practice here as much as you need. We must both be prepared for the opening.
You intend to open the Whitney House, don't you? Not the Whitney Dance Company.
Well put, Martine.
Oh, God. What can I say to make you change your mind, please? Did you forget what happened to the last person who tried to rob the Whitney House? Do you want to get killed?
That man was a rank amateur, my love. A professional will not fail.
But you are out of practice. Don't you realize that? It worries me, you know.
My love, that is the best reason to undertake this whole enterprise, knowing that you care about me.
Frankly, it might be much better for me if you were caught. Then I could stop living that life of lies you forced upon me. I could tell everyone the truth and start all over again.
All over and all alone? Martine, the biggest lie you keep telling yourself is that you don't care about me. So why don't you admit it? You don't want that divorce. If you'd really wanted that divorce, you would have gotten it a long time ago.
No. I just didn't want to go to 6 weeks in another state. That's what I did, what you ask. That's why I'm returning to the Whitney Dance Company, because I want to get that divorce on my own terms. So please, goodbye, I have to go.
Forgetting something?
What? Give me that.
Not out of practice at all.
No.
Honey, it's good to see you. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Have you heard anything? Please tell me some good news for a change.
Sid, I have to talk to you privately. It's very important.
Sure. Come on in here. Okay, now look, don't get the wrong idea. I don't think that Gavin ever looked at Bobby more than twice, unless you got his order wrong. As for Bobby, well, let's not kid ourselves. She had a great big crush on your boyfriend, okay?
Well, I'm not surprised about that, and I'm certainly not upset. I just never figured something like this would happen.
Look, Jody, I don't think Bobby was trying to put anything over on you. She didn't even realize you were Gavin's girl. I mean, she thought that you and Kelly McGrath were the big item. Well, she used to see you come in here with them all the time.
Oh, things have changed since then. Anyway, the point is now that Gavin and Bobby have run away together, and we don't know where they are. Or at least the police don't.
Does that mean that you do?
Sid, please don't tell anybody this. But I heard from Gavin. I know where he is, or at least I know something.
Well, tell me about it. I promise I won't blow the horn on you.
No, I know you won't. I know I can trust you, and that's why I'm here. He's at Bobby's mother's house.
Her mother's? Jody, Bobby's mother's been dead for 5 years, maybe even more. There is no such place.
But that's what Gavin said. He said he didn't know where it was because there wasn't a street sign, but that he was definitely at Bobby's mother's place.
Well, maybe the house is still there. That's the only thing I can figure out. But where it is, honey, I haven't got the faintest idea. There's a picture of Bobby's mother, but...
A picture?
Yeah, she had it in her locker. She showed it to me once. It's just a picture of a lady standing in front of a house. You wait here. I'll go see if it's still there.
We gotta get out of this place, Bobby. That bozo will keep us prisoner for days. He's good at keeping prisoners.
I'll think of something, Gavin, I swear.
What's going on in here?
Look, Sharky, you can't keep us here forever. I mean, sooner or later, you can't stop us.
I never thought of that.
Listen, if you let us go now, I swear we won't say anything to the cops. If you make us wait, I'm not making any promises.
Hey, you remember that I told you about that stuff that I stashed from my old buddy? Well, guess what? He left a little something behind. Wham! Rifleman. Now, me and my friend here say that you and your friend there does whatever Sharky says.
It's incredible. There's no street sign, nothing to tell me where this place is. Except for that garage next door. What? A-L-O-N. Alon. Oh, I wonder if this place is even there. I mean, even if it is this the house where Bobby is hiding Gavin?
The answer to that is yes, young man. I will take both you and your tricycle to the park later. Come here. But first I've got some few chores to do around the house. You'll just have to be patient for a little while, okay?
Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
You and Adam are out early. What are you doing?
Well, I went to look in the pantry and realized there was nothing there, so there's nobody at the market this early. So Adam and I took a walk.
Oh, I see. I bet Adam was a real big help to you, huh? Weren't you, sweetheart?
He's terrific. Do you know he has the ability to pick every item off the shelves that have absolutely no nutritional value?
Well, maybe that's because he's too young to read labels.
Were there any phone calls?
Oh, yeah, 2 of them. One was from Mrs. Goodman, and she said that she's going to be here this afternoon with all her luggage.
Oh, great. Which reminds me, I've got to make sure her room is ready.
Oh. And the other was from an employment agency. I don't recall the name. Something about a secretary.
Yes, I'm hiring an executive secretary. Geraldine suggested it since I'm going to be running the news station now.
Oh.
Did they leave any message?
Yeah, they want you to see somebody. Her name is right here. Nora Fulton. I don't know, they want to know when and where you can see her.
Well, since I'll be working at home as much as at the station, I might as well call them and tell them to send her on over here.
That's a good idea.
Maybe you could stick around and give me your opinion.
Can I ask for something?
Sure, come on with me.
No, I don't think so. I have to go out for a little while.
Oh, okay. See you later.
Okay. It's